Hey folks, so unfortunately, something really weird seems to be happening with the world quests in Legion Remix. I'm not really entirely sure what's causing a lot of them to be bugged, but many of you may have realized that up until a day or so ago, it seemed that pretty much all level 80 characters weren't able to see half of the world quests in Legion Remix. In my case, randomly at some point last night, they mostly flipped on, and I was able to actually see them and do them properly. But when I level up some of my alts, despite completing the intro quest, I'm unable to see any of the world quests on my map. And there was a really weird situation earlier today when the invasion in Val'sharah activated on regular servers. It, for some reason, disabled all of the normal world quests in Remix Val'sharah, and there was nothing I could do to get around that. So there definitely is some spaghetti code going on here that is causing world quests to be inactive depending on your level or some sort of prerequisite. I've tried a bunch of stuff, and I can't seem to pinpoint exactly what's causing it. However, the reason that I'm making this video is despite the fact that a lot of people seem to think that the main bug has been fixed and that all world quests are now available, there are still some hidden world quests that, despite this change, are still not showing up, but you can actually access them with a bit of a trick. So, if you look at my map now, this is my Remix character, you can see that I only have 3 world quests available in Suramar. All of the other zones have been working properly for me. I have a bunch in High Mountain. I just cleared out almost all of them in Stormheim. But all that to say, pretty much every single zone except Suramar seems to be working as intended now. But this is the odd one out. Let me show you why. Okay, so I am now on my main retail Demon Hunter. This was the character that I played back in Legion. Point being, I have everything unlocked in Legion. And you can see there's way more world quests on the map than I had on my Remix character. A few of these are the ones that I had already done earlier in the day, but there are way more here, including a few, particularly in Suramar City, that I know for a fact that I did not do. Alright, so now I'm back on my Remix character, and I've moved myself to roughly the location that 2 of the inaccessible world quests were showing up on my main character's map. And if I go here, and then I log out of the game, then upon logging back into the game, ta-da! A world quest magically appears. I have to arm 6 rebellious citizens. You can see here it gives normal Remix rewards. So it isn't like it's bugged and still giving the standard regular Legion rewards. No, it does give a bonus cache, which is pretty good because these caches actually give a good amount of this currency, the Mode of a Broken Time. So I've been finding world quests to be a pretty time-efficient way to get that currency. And the fact that a lot of them just aren't working kinda sucks. Oh, and just in case you were wondering, maybe it's a visual error, it doesn't count as an actual world quest. Well, here you go. I got credit. That actually, didn't even realize, that was the last world quest I needed for this particular achievement. So not only do I get the rewards from it, but it actually counts on achievements as a world quest completion. And that's actually particularly notable for my next point. So if, like me, you played Legion when it first came out, and you were flying around Legion Remix and passing through one of these Warden Towers, you may have been a little bit confused because you pass right by it, and you don't really have anything to tell you who this tower belongs to. But by using our handy trick of logging out and logging back in,
Raymain's forces hold this Warden Tower. Break their ranks. Show no
we get the
mercy.
actual Warden Tower world quests, and one of my favorite voice lines that this game has ever had. So you can do Warden Tower world quests. They are still enabled, including all of the other PvP ones. Earlier today, I did the Murloc Invasion one, and the High Mountain one, the Drogbar thing in the mountains over here. So those all work. They don't actually have updated rewards, they only give honor and a pitiful amount of gold, so you may think, oh, well, why should I even bother doing these? But this still counts towards completing the World Quest achievement. And you might think, oh, well, why does that matter? Well, there is an achievement to complete additional world quests. I'm blind. Where is it? It's under quests. There's an achievement to complete additional world quests. I'm blind again. There it is. You have to do 100 world quests across the Broken Isles. It's the 4th rank of this, and that gives 1 infinite knowledge. And obviously, if you don't know, infinite knowledge is really good. We want as much of this as possible because it increases all of our other power gains. So you are going to want to get 100 world quests done as soon as you possibly can to get this unlocked. So the more world quests you have access to, even crappy ones like the Warden Tower world quest that don't give you any actual rewards, it still increments this counter by 1, And therefore, if you are being super duper min-maxy like me, or honestly, if you just really like the Warden World quests and it gives you Legion nostalgia, then it's worth going out of your way to do this. And it kind of sucks that they're not showing up on the map, and frankly, they should have updated rewards. I don't know why they don't. That's lame. But anyways, I don't really know why the world quests are bugged like this. Maybe this one was intentionally hidden by Blizzard, I'm not sure. But the Suramar ones definitely should not have been intentionally hidden. They are just very clearly bugged because they are giving updated rewards, but they are just not showing. I don't know what's happening. And as I mentioned at the start, myself and many other people were having multiple world quests outside of Suramar not show up until like basically 24 hours ago, and they're still extremely buggy on leveling characters where half of them just won't appear until you hit an invisible checkpoint. So yeah, I'd really love if Blizzard could figure out what's causing all of these issues and fix it, because it's just a little bit annoying having to constantly log out and log back in whenever I want to access one of these broken world quests. But anyways, I hope you found this helpful. Hopefully this lets you get some extra world quests and power on your remix characters, and with any luck, Blizzard will fix this soon, and this video will be irrelevant.